Hey fam, you ever notice how the smartest people always seem just a little different? Like they live in their own world, and honestly, it's probably a better one. The truth is, some of your weird habits might actually be signs your brain's doing something right. So let's talk about weird habits that secretly mean you're smarter than you think. You talk to yourself. Most people think it's weird, but talking to yourself actually boosts memory, focus, and problem solving. When you say something out loud, your brain processes it differently. You're giving instructions to yourself, like a commander, not a crazy person. Einstein was known to talk to himself a lot, and let's be honest, that worked out fine for him. So next time someone catches you mumbling, don't apologize. Just say, "Sorry, I'm in a meeting with my inner genius." You stay up late. Society loves early risers. The early bird gets the worm, they say. But what they don't mention is the night owl builds the spaceship. Research shows that night owls often score higher on creativity and problem-solving tests. It's not that they hate mornings, it's that their brains just prefer silence and darkness for deep thinking. If your best ideas come when everyone else is asleep, that's not dysfunction, that's timing. Sure, your sleep schedule looks like chaos, but your ideas don't. You overthink everything. You replay conversations, analyze details, and wonder if that okay text actually meant not okay. It's exhausting, but it's also a sign of high analytical thinking. Smart people's brains constantly run simulations. They don't just react, they predict. That's why you sometimes worry too much. Your brain is trying to calculate outcomes before they happen. It's not anxiety, it's over-efficiency. So the next time you're stuck in an overthinking spiral, just remember your brain's not malfunctioning. It's just overqualified for peace. You zone out a lot. You're mid-conversation, and suddenly your brain decides to teleport somewhere else, usually to an imaginary TED Talk where you're the speaker. It looks like distraction, but it's actually creativity at work. Daydreaming activates the same parts of your brain responsible for innovation and complex problem solving. You're mentally rehearsing scenarios, testing ideas, and imagining outcomes, all in silence. Einstein used to daydream about riding beams of light. That's how he discovered relativity. So if you stare into space a little too long, relax. That's your genius buffering. You procrastinate like it's an art form. You've got a list of things to do and an even longer list of excuses not to. But interestingly, procrastination isn't always laziness, it's often creative incubation. When you delay tasks, your brain keeps working in the background, refining ideas. That's why you sometimes finish something last minute and it turns out better than expected. Leonardo da Vinci was famous for procrastinating, and he somehow still painted the Mona Lisa. So maybe you're not lazy, you're just letting your brain marinate. You doubt yourself a lot. You question your work, your choices, your skills, and then question why you question them. That's not weakness, it's intellectual humility. Smart people tend to doubt themselves because they understand how much there is to know. Meanwhile, the less informed often think they know everything. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. So if you're constantly asking, "Am I good enough?" chances are you already are because you care enough to ask. Doubt doesn't make you less smart, it makes you better at growth. You swear more than you should. Surprisingly, people who use strong language tend to have stronger vocabularies too. Swearing releases tension and helps express emotions more accurately. It's not about being rude, it's about being authentic. If your brain's emotionally intelligent enough to choose the perfect word when you're frustrated, that's linguistic agility. So no, you're not unrefined, you're just fluent in emotional expression. You prefer being alone. You enjoy quiet spaces, solo walks, or evenings with your thoughts, and people might call that antisocial. But solitude is actually a strong indicator of intelligence and creativity. When you're alone, your brain gets to process thoughts deeply without external noise. Some of history's greatest minds, Newton, Tesla, Darwin, thrived in solitude. You're not avoiding people, you're just prioritizing peace over small talk. And honestly, that's emotional maturity disguised as introversion. You collect random facts. You know how jellyfish are technically immortal, or that your stomach gets a new lining every few days. Completely useless information until it's not. This curiosity shows a deep hunger to learn even when there's no reward. That's the foundation of intelligence, connecting unrelated facts to form new insights. Your brain isn't full of trivia, it's full of potential innovation fuel. So yeah, maybe you're a walking encyclopedia of odd knowledge, but that's what keeps you interesting. You get bored easily. You start projects fast and abandon them faster. But boredom isn't laziness, it's your brain signaling that it's understimulated. Smart minds crave novelty, challenge, and depth. When something becomes repetitive, your brain moves on, not because you can't focus, but because it's ready for the next challenge. So don't feel guilty for losing interest, it just means your curiosity levels are set to high performance. You make weird mental connections. You see patterns everywhere, connecting a random song lyric to a life lesson, or comparing your friend's breakup to a physics concept. That's associative thinking, a sign of creativity and advanced cognitive flexibility. It's how innovation happens, linking two unrelated ideas to create something new. So when people say you think too much, just smile and think exactly. You laugh at yourself. You trick, mess up, or embarrass yourself, and instead of hiding, you laugh. That's emotional intelligence at its finest. Being able to find humor in your own mistakes shows confidence, resilience, and perspective. It means you're not controlled by ego, and that's something only truly self-aware people can do. Life's easier when you stop fearing imperfection and start finding the comedy in it. You have random deep thoughts. You'll be brushing your teeth and suddenly think, do fish ever get thirsty? Or you'll look at the stars and feel both amazed and insignificant. That's not weird, it's philosophical curiosity. Smart people naturally explore abstract thoughts about meaning, existence, and the universe. You're not lost in thought, you're exploring it. And that's what thinkers have always done. You remember small emotional details. You might forget someone's birthday, but remember their favorite snack from 2 years ago. That's emotional memory, a sign of empathy and emotional intelligence. Your brain doesn't store data by importance, it stores it by emotional weight. It's what makes you thoughtful, even if your calendar skills need work. So yeah, maybe you talk to yourself, overthink, stay up late, and prefer your own company. Maybe your browser has 38 tabs open, and so does your brain. But that doesn't make you weird. It makes you complex, the good kind.
Your quirks aren't glitches, they're upgrades. Proof that your brain isn't just existing, it's creating, connecting, and evolving. So don't dull your edges to fit in. The world doesn't need more normal, it needs more people who think differently, even if that thinking sometimes happens at 3 a.m. And hey, if this hit home, hit subscribe before your overthinking brain starts debating it. Because clearly, your weirdness is working.